Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chris's Collectible Corner, and for those of you who are new, thank you for coming through to tune in for this review. And today, we're going to be comparing the brand new Kami 1 Super Gogeta in a head-to-head match to the Demoniacal Fit Super Saiyan Gogeta. But before we get into the comparison, if you wouldn't mind, please like this video. It helps out the channel a ton, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to be notified when videos are uploaded to the channel. Every bit helps and I appreciate the support. So here we have both Gogetas facing off, getting ready to go into combat to see which is the better figure and where should you spend your hard-earned money. With that said, let's start the match and see who's winning in each section. Alright, so here we have both the Gogetas, Kami 1 on the left and DF on the right. So first we're going to go over the visual aesthetics of both of these figures. I think the overall silhouette of Kami 1 looks a lot better, with the baggier pants, the slimmer upper torso, and the defined arms. As opposed to the DF, you can tell that they reused the legs from their Super Saiyan 4 Goku, as well as the torso, just minus the fur. The lower leg wraps on the Demoniacal Fit one actually go up much higher than the Kami 1 Gogeta. The colors of the blues are almost similar. The Kami 1 is just a little bit darker. Same for the orange on the vest. The extra fabric from his belt is longer on the Kami 1 Gogeta as opposed to the DF one. And the Kami 1 Gogeta's lower half, the legs, have a more unique sculpt, whereas opposed to DF, like I said before, they reused the legs from their Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which was basically a copy of SH Figure Art Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, one thing I will give the DF Gogeta is that the pants on that figure, the Hero Waltz, are actually shaded and painted. There's actually some color variety in the shading and the paint applications on that, as opposed to the Kami 1, it's just a matte white. But I think that really comes down to preference. Me personally, I don't mind the matte white from the Kami 1 Gogeta, but I could be proven wrong if I saw a customizer do a nice paint job on it. So just for the fact that the DF1 does have the paint, I have to give them the edge there. But for the unique sculpt, I have to give the edge to Kami 1. Looking at them from the side, as you can see, they're both pretty similar as far as like slimness. They're not really too big or thick, which I think is good for them. They're pretty much the same height. The only big difference that I'm noticing here is that the Kami 1's Gogeta's vest, like the shoulder straps, sit up a little bit higher, so it covers more of the profile of the face as opposed to DF. Same goes for the other side. And as you can see on this side, you can actually see the extra fabric from the belt a little bit more here, where it's actually a little bit longer than DF. And now looking from the back, you can see the different sculpts with the legs and just how they look. And again, I have to say, I personally, this is preference, like the Kami 1 sculpt on the pants better. Like I said, I feel like it gives Gogeta that more slender, slim look, which is what I associate him with. With the DF one, you know, he looks a little bit thick, like Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I feel like this mold will work when they release their Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta because he's supposed to be bulky, but I think for a Super Gogeta, the Kami 1 Gogeta looks better. And then you can also see the difference in the vest. The Kami 1 is clean right in the back, where the DF actually has these cuts in it, which is supposed to help with the articulation. Now, the part that I think everybody's talking about the most is the head sculpts. And I know there's a lot of conversation around this because there's some people that feel like the Kami 1 head sculpt is better than the DF head sculpt because the DF head sculpt just looks like a Super Saiyan adult Gohan, but they also feel like the Kami 1 head sculpt isn't a good representation of how Gogeta looked in the Fusion Reborn movie when he first made his appearance in Dragon Ball Z. And what I will say to that aside, I mean, if we're looking at just like screen time and how long a character spent on screen, in the Janemba movie, I think Gogeta spent total 1 minute and 30 something seconds. If you don't edit it around and you just go from when he was first introduced until he kills Janemba, then it's about 2 minutes and 35 seconds with all the scenes in between, like Gotenks fusing and all that other stuff. But he's really on screen for like a very minimal amount of time. He gets in, gets out. Where Gogeta in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, he's on screen a lot longer. I think he's there for about like 5 to 10 minutes. So just going based on that, because this is what this head sculpt is based off of, then it is more accurate. But I get it, different artists, different styles. So yes, it is not as accurate as the Super Saiyan Gogeta that we got in Fusion Reborn, but it's definitely a more accurate representation of what Gogeta looks like overall as opposed to the DF head sculpt. So with that being said, with the aesthetics, I have to give the point to Kami 1. Kami 1 takes this round. Alright, so now looking at their accessories. Above we have the Kami 1 Gogeta, and below we have the DF Gogeta. So starting with the Kami 1, he already has 7 different pairs of hands, plus a cross arms accessory, where the DF Gogeta only has 4 pairs of hands and 1 extra hand where you can plug in the Stardust Destroyer into it, where the Kami 1 Gogeta has 2 different hands, so this way you can put it in either one. And it actually has more unique hand sculpts than with the DF one. The DF one basically has all the generic ones. Moving forward, now looking at the head sculpts. Kami 1 comes with 4 different head sculpts. A base head, a Super Saiyan head, a Windy Super Saiyan head, and another Super Saiyan head, which is actually a slightly different sculpt than the first 2 Super Saiyans, and you could put the halo in there. And then to top it off, he comes with 10 different faceplates, 5 for the base form and 5 for the Super Saiyan. Now looking at the DF, we only get the 1 head sculpt and 4 faceplates. Kami 1 also comes with 2 different versions of the vest. One that is static and one is a simulated blowing in the wind. And then looking at both of their effect pieces, the Stardust Destroyer or Soul Punisher, whatever you want to call it, I will say, just on the topic of this effect piece, I would say this one is a tie. I don't think either or really got it right. I mean, the Kami 1 looks a little bit more, it has like that kind of rainbow effect to it, where the DF one just kind of looks like a piece of candy on a stick. But honestly, I think they both could have done better. I've seen people online kind of use like a marble that kind of has more of that rainbow look to kind of replace these. So these are eh. But just based on that, going over the accessories, Kami 1 has more hands, crossed arms, more head sculpts, and more faceplates, plus the extra vests. So for accessories, the point's gonna go to Kami 1. Alright, so let's compare these guys' articulation. We're gonna start looking at the Kami 1 first, so we're gonna start with the lower half. Alright, so legs. You can kick up about that high. Alright, any higher? If you want to push it. Thigh swivel. Alright. Deep knee bend. Alright. You can do the splits. No problem at all. And ankle articulation. You can go down a lot. You can go up a lot. You can go in. And he can go out. Alright, so that being said, oh, I forgot to mention, he also has this extra piece of articulation that this one doesn't have. Right here, a little ankle rocker. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on, let me get focused. See? So it's got that. It doesn't rotate. Oh, it does actually a little bit. Whoa, okay. It does. And it pivots. So, there you go. Alright, now, Demoniacal fit. Let's get his arms out the way. Alright. He can kick up a little bit higher. He can do a split, but it's not as clean as the Kami 1. Can't go all the way and hold it. Thigh swivel, nice. Deep knee bend. There you go, some gapping, but Kami 1 also has that as well. Same with the other leg. Can't kick back at all. You can't even like try. If you did, like you had to go like that. Looks crazy, see? You heard the little crack, so don't do that. This piece right here doesn't rotate or move at all. He can go down a good amount. He can go up a decent amount. Side to side. Yeah, that's it. Let me see. I forgot to show that with the Kami 1. Does he have a problem kicking back? Whoa. Gogeta. Get up. Let's see. Kind of the same because he has the diaper, but. Alright, so when it goes to the lower half, gotta give it to Kami 1. More articulation, plus an extra piece of articulation that DF doesn't have at all, so that scores the win. Now let's look at the upper body. Kami 1. Go all the way around. No problem. Sorry guys, focus is all over the place. He can go up. Oop. Don't do it too much because then you'll pop it out, but there you go. You can go up past 90 degrees. Alright. Deep elbow bend. There you go. Bicep rotation. Very nice. Plus the extra piece of articulation right here. Forearm rotation. So there we go. Alright, upper body. Got a nice crunch. No gappage. Lean back nicely. Oh, and butterfly joint. And he get his arms across. There you go. That's about as far as I'm comfortably pushing it, but there you go. Alright. And head rotation. Can't go all the way around because the collar. Can look up that much. Can look down. Then side to side. So, that's Kami 1 for you. Now let's look at DF. Whoa. Sorry guys, I'm like all over the place. Alright. DF, let's get you in focus. Alright. He can go up 90 degrees. If you push it any further, it's gonna pop right out. He can't go past 90, unlike Kami 1. So you can get him in a good T-pose, but you can't get a little higher because then it'll just pop right out. Alright. Shoulder rotation, not bad. Check the other one. Shoulder rotation, good. Deep elbow bend. Bicep rotation, not squeaky at all. Butterfly joint, how far can he go? His butterfly joint's a little bit better than Kami 1 actually. That I felt no resistance doing that. Alright. Ab crunch. Very limited. See if I push it, he pops off. Let's push that back together. Alright, so that's limited. Lean back. Can lean back, you know, good amount. Yeah, it can go all the way around. Side to side, you can look up very little and look down a good amount. Alright. When it comes to articulation for the upper body, Kami 1 has a forearm rotation, plus he has better ab crunch. But DF has better butterfly joints, but everything else is a little bit more limited. So just based on that, again, I gotta give it to Kami 1 overall. Alright, so as you can see, we have our clear winner, the Kami 1 Super Saiyan Gogeta. I mean, just recapping all the sections that we went over from the visual aesthetics, Kami 1 took that round. Looking at the accessories, Kami 1 also took that as well. And then closing out, Kami 1 also won when it came to having better articulation. Now, better articulation is not really the accurate term. I would say just having more articulation, since it had points of articulation that the DF Gogeta just didn't have. So with that being said, I hope you guys found this informative. Hopefully this helps inform your decision on which Gogeta to get and where to spend your hard-earned money. Or maybe you just didn't care about any of this and are still going to get the DF Gogeta just because you like DF better and the price is better. Because I did also forget to mention that the Kami 1 is about $60 to $80 depending on where you get it. He kind of went up in price on AliExpress, where the DF 1 is about 50 bucks. So in that area, that's where DF would win, but in all other areas, it's the Kami 1 Gogeta that takes it. But you guys let me know in the comment section below, do you agree, disagree? Do you prefer the DF over the Kami 1 Gogeta? Or do you not like either of them and you're specifically waiting for the New York Comic Con Super Saiyan Gogeta? If that's the case, comment below and let me know. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because every little bit helps. We just broke 1,000, so I want to say thank you to everybody for that. But now we're on the road to 10K, so let's just keep growing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.